Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 9 of What If Naruto Universe Had Quirks. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was the Demigod of Fire. And enjoy that guys on this channel. I also post a brand new movie over Anime Prints of What If Naruto Was a Kryptonian Saiyan hybrid. So go ahead, check out that and enjoy guys. And remember, for new, yes, I did have 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, Anime Prints, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, check them out and enjoy guys. So without further ado or wasting more time with this, we jump right into this brand new episode. Begin now guys. So the last time we left off, there was a reason why Mifune told the participants not to make their comrades fall off. Despite them not having to protect their comrades and go on, some of them abandoned their team members and went on. However, this stage was gathering the flag. Flags were placed all over into the simulation forest. The forest was literally there inside of the gigantic dome that made them seem like they were in a real forest while they were inside. Each team must gather one flag. However, the members who had no team, they would be screwed because they would be the ones that are targeted first. And they were supposed to head to the tower that was in the far end of the simulation dome. So it was their job to make their way there. And in this round they could kill. So there was no exception. Those without a team, they were screwed. As everyone entered, upon entering, Hinata was rather quick to pick up on a flag. After all, she had the Byakugan. As the team with Mikasa made their way as they found their flag as well, Kurosaki found their flag. Gaara and his team, as Gaara turned his body to the sand and suffocates. Members of another team as they found a flag as well. Everyone was splitting apart and finding their flag. As for Naruto and the others, they still did not get along in anywhere near of the word. At the moment, they were facing off against a guy that could turn into a gigantic gorilla, and gave him the strength of one as well. And he was massive. As Men Mito faced off against him, they were able to take him down. However, he didn't have a flag, he was just trying to take them out. He was from one of those teams with the only ones there. They went as they faced off against more members. Menma believed that it was right to just leave Naruto here after all. They did not need him for this part, but Mito believed that they might need him in the future. So that was the only reason why Menma decided not to interrupt. That was until Naruto insulted all of them, as they turned to fight until there was a giant wall that blocked them off. A guy that was able to create cement attacked Naruto. Naruto ripped him apart without hesitation. That is when Naruto heard something. As someone showed up, it was a woman with golden eyes. As Naruto watched her carefully, she attacked him. Naruto was caught off guard by her speed. She was something else, fast, powerful. As Naruto was getting knocked around, the battle was chaotic as she was stronger than him, faster than him by a whole lot. As Naruto did not stand a chance despite the quirks that he had. That is when Naruto noticed that she also had multiple quirks. She could use more than one, maybe around 10, as she could twist her body in strange ways. She could revert his blast to the side like she was bending time itself and space. Naruto was confused and shocked. She bashed him around. That was when she saw him use all his quirk. A smile came on her face as she attacked him with gusto. She pinned him down and she started to do something as Naruto felt something happening to him. That was until his own quirk activated, as she was the one that ended up on the receiving end of having 2 of her quirks taken away. as Naruto lost it in rage as he attacked her, as he was able to make her shed her face to show that it was Orochimaru who just exited out of her body. Naruto was now understanding why he was so powerful as they fought once again. However, Orochimaru was not here for that. Orochimaru was somehow able to steal other people's quirks. He could not take other people's quirks like Naruto given the fact that he would have taken some of the most powerful. He had his own method. However, he has been searching and watching the participants of this year. His eyes were also on Naruto as well, after all, given the fact Naruto did not have a quirk when he was born. Orochimaru seemed to have a lot of information on him, not just him but a lot of people though. As Orochimaru knew that he was never born with a quirk and yet he just gained one, and now he had all these others. As Naruto did not answer, he told Naruto that he should join him. As he knew about his treatment, he knew what Naruto has been through, he knew a lot. As Naruto surmised there was a spy in the village, Orochimaru also told him that in his attempt of taking his quirk, he stole 2 of his. That meant Naruto had 2 of Orochimaru's quirk. As Naruto was not sure which one, however, his body was being put through tremendous pain at the moment because of taking the quirk from Orochimaru. As Naruto looked at the snake Sanin, who told him that he will talk to him very soon, however, he should think over his offer. After all that he's been put through when he was younger, would he really accept Konoha that easily? After that he vanished. It was then that Naruto came across the team from the Hidden Rain as Naruto took out the first two. That was until Misaka showed up. As Naruto and her started battle, but the problem was, after stealing a quirk, Naruto's other quirks kind of shut down. However, he had absorbed Orochimaru's quirks. While Orochimaru was trying to take his, the backlash hit Naruto hard. And Mikasa was able to keep up with him because Naruto was bleeding and in tremendous pain. They were fighting as they were fighting bloody. The both of them bloody and out to kill each other. That is when she overpowered him. As Naruto coughed up blood, she knocked him around. She could tell that something was wrong with him. This might be her only chance to take him down. She would have never expected him to be so strong. However, despite the pain that he was going through, Naruto was still fighting despite his body shaking in agony. He still fought her. She was shocked. That is when he used his other quirks as she stopped remembering what her father told her. However, Naruto was not intent to stop as he attacked her. But before he could though, she released a gravitational force that blew him away. That is when Naruto saw her reveal that she had more than one arm. However, something happened as their mind got linked. Naruto was trying to fight her back and her several quirks coming out. It seems like she was special as well. As Naruto tried to fight her, but it was too damning as she saw his memories. Almost everything. As she felt the pain that he was in as well. His whole body was a mess. She was shocked that he was able to fight her through all of that. What was he? Some kind of monster? How was he able to stand all of that pain? It made no sense at all. As the both of them dropped to their knees, Naruto was coughing up more blood. His body was still being ripped apart from the inside. Whatever Orochimaru did, the way Naruto took his quirk was not natural, and it started affecting him badly. However, he would fix back soon enough, but now he was not in a state to fight. Her 2 teammates wake up as they were about to attack Naruto, but she told him to stop. She told him to trust her as they stopped. Once she was out of eye view, as Naruto told her that he was gonna hunt her down and kill her for entering his mind. She walked away though, but once she was out of eye view, she collapsed. Her body was in agonizing pain from that fight, as she ended up passing out, her teammates bringing her to a safe location. As Naruto was lying there, his body adjusting to the quirks that were stolen from Orochimaru, a team found him, as Naruto glanced up towards them. So yeah guys, basically that's what I thought. If you guys can switch across the play, check it for yourself, and don't forget to go ahead and check out all the what ifs on the other channel guys. Yes, I indeed have 4 channels which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Links will be down in the description. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode begin now guys. Orochimaru Sanin, ever since he was young, he was interested in quirks. He was born with a transformation quirk, able to turn his body into snake-like features. It was pretty useful, and not to mention the venom as well. A very powerful venom that was coursing through his veins. That had let him rise to the ranks to becoming one of the greatest shinobis. Not to mention gaining the title of Sanin along with his team. But he was not satisfied. Orochimaru wanted more. He wanted more. He tried to gain more. Over the years, he had done countless experiments. He tried to find countless ways of gathering other quirks, but it did not seem possible. That is when he came up with the idea of entering another body to gain control of their quirk. Orochimaru was able to mark his victim just like he was about to do with Naruto. Through his mark, Orochimaru would simulate himself inside of Naruto's body and take full control, bringing the quirks that he had with him, and also taking Naruto quirk as well. Over the years, Orochimaru had taken several quirks, however, he then come to realize that there was a drawback. He could only have 10 at a time. The bodies were limited. If he went above that number and tried to take a 11, the new 11 quirk would take place for one of the others, and it would be gone. Orochimaru hated that drawback. He wanted as much as possible, but he could only handle 10. However, after he had tried to take Naruto's body, he felt it. Orochimaru felt an unlimited source that had yet to be fully tapped. But the problem was he could not take Naruto's body. Naruto quirk that stole other quirks subconsciously activated on his own, and it took 2 of his quirk. As Orochimaru saw that it did not do properly though. Usually Naruto took quirks. Orochimaru could summarize that he took quirks at his leisure. However, because those 2 quirks were forced in his body, all of his system was messed up. He would need some time to recover before he even stepped back into a battle. However, Orochimaru saw something inside of him, a drive, a determination, not one of goodness. That child had been through so much. Orochimaru had spies in Konoha that kept eyes on the family, and the spies had reported back to him about the child. Orochimaru did not care about him, of course, because he was useless. However, when he got information that the child now had a quirk, he was curious. Come to find out that he had more than one. Orochimaru was making a hypothesis that he had a quirk that could steal others, but it was just a loose thought, and to believe that it was actually reality. The mad genius laughed to himself, but he was not pleased. Naruto took 2 of his quirks. Orochimaru had spent years making sure that all of his quirks would utilize him in ways that he could fight almost anyone. It doesn't matter how strong they are. And now, to find out that 2 of his quirks that perfectly matched with the others were now gone. However, all that disappointment, well, they could all be sidetracked. He was trying to find a way to take over Naruto's body. Granted, he asked Naruto to join him, but that was just for now joining, because soon enough, he will find a way to take over his body. That was all Orochimaru ever wanted, a quirk that could take any amount of quirk, and now that child has it and he needs it. However, he needed Naruto to trust him, seeing that he tried to violently take it away, and he was almost stripped of everything that he had. He needed Naruto to trust him. He needed to show him that Konoha only needs him now because he has a quirk, and Orochimaru believed that he was not too far off. He saw the look in his eye when he told him about that. A grin came on the Sanin's face, a grin of pure glee and ecstasy. Meanwhile, back in the first test, slowly her eyes opened up. Mikasa tried to move, but her body was still in pain, as she was lying on the ground. There was a towel on her head. As she noticed that her arm and her chest area was bandaged up. As she looked around, she was in some sort of cave. A small little clumps of trees that resemble a cave, she realized. She heard her teammate's voice outside, both of them talking. That brought a smile to her face. They were alright. However, the moment her mind started to focus, she thought about him. His name was Naruto. Naruto Namikaze. He was the son of Minato Namikaze. She saw it. She saw everything. However, that was not supposed to happen. Her quirk could not just scan someone's mind of all their memories without even touching them. However, it was him. He was reacting. His body was giving off strange energies that made her quirk activate on its own. And somehow, it connected her to his mind, and he felt something as well. She wasn't sure what he felt from her, but he felt something. But she was able to see everything. She felt like she knew him. It was strange. She watched his life in a matter of seconds, but To her it felt like years passed by, and she's never felt so sad for someone ever before. She watched as he was picked on by his own brother and sister. She watched as their friends talked behind his back. She watched as his own mother and father said that he was basically a disgrace to the family name. And he overheard all of that. However, he simply swallowed all of that pain. She watched as he made friends at his school. She watched as he raised and grew himself with them, as he had fun with them. She watched as he watched his best friend Keo died. And not too long after, she watched as he watched Ami died. The pain that he went through, the hatred. Now he felt like the own creator of him, his father, was behind all of this. However, he had no way of finding out. He has went through so much in his short life. As she lied there on the ground, thinking about someone who probably wanted to kill her for invading his mental escape. She never meant to do it, it was an accident. She's never done something like that before. She can't even fully control all of her quirks. After all, she was not normal either. While he could steal quirks, she was born with several. Well, her family was not that normal either. Especially her father, as she thought about it. However, she lied where she was, as she wondered if he was alright. He fought Orochimaru the Sun, and she even saw that. She saw him fighting him, and Orochimaru tried to steal his quirk. However, something bad happened. His quirk reacted and draw some of Orochimaru's quirks out. But he was never supposed to take quirks like that, so it damaged his body. Now she was more impressed that he was able to fight her even while he was in that state. She could feel what he felt. It felt like his entire insides were boiling, and yet he was still able to stand, still able to force himself to fight. Was he even human, she thought to herself. However, there was a good chance that he might die out there. As he was alone, his siblings would rather see him die than help him, especially his brother Menma, and Sasuke would try to kill him himself. Mito was afraid of him. She should do something, but she was not in a state to do so. Damn it. But she needed to talk to him. Her father did tell her to try to find who the person was that could take quirks. At first she believed that, well, something like that was not possible, but she wanted to go to the festival, so she agreed. But she had to do something. She shook her head. What was she thinking? He was from a different village. They were not even friends. In fact, he had tried to kill her several times. Yes, she tried to kill him as well, but he tried to kill her as well. So why the hell was she... Damn it. It was just hard after seeing everything that he went through. However, he didn't see her like that. He wanted to kill her. Despite her feel sorry for him, he wanted her dead. It's best if she did not push her luck, especially if she was not in a public place. Hey, you're awake? She turned as she saw her friend came in, as she smiled. Meanwhile that was going on, Naruto slowly got to his feet. Look what we have here. There was 3 grass ninjas standing in front of him. The one in the dead center, dark hair and dark eyes, seemed to be the leader of the group, as he was the one doing the talking, as the other 2 seemed to be grinning. Naruto noticed his arms. They look like they belong to a crab. However, they look rather dangerous, like they could crush anything they grab. The guy chuckled as he stepped forward. Looks like you went through a lot, he said, seeing all the blood over the individual in front of him, not knowing Naruto's name. I do not have a flag, said Naruto. The one on the left laughed. Oh, so you want us to leave you alone? Huh, he's afraid, the other on the right said. Who wouldn't be? The guy in the middle spoke up. I mean, he's about to die. As Naruto narrowed his gaze. What? He said as he gave Naruto a smirk. Less competition. A better chance of us making it in the finals. So, you're gonna try and kill me, said Naruto. As the guy nodded. As Naruto's eyes focused on him. Naruto's eyes seemed to be diluted, like he was not properly looking at him, but he was. Those words struck Naruto deep. The reason being, Naruto saw his weakness. Not a weakness per se, but he saw what happened when he faced off against someone like Orochimaru. From what he read, Orochimaru was not supposed to be this powerful. But the way he fights, not to mention the multiple quirk, well, that would explain it. he's somehow able to absorb more quirk, as he wondered if Minato would stand a chance against Orochimaru now. Really, he did not know, but it would be a good fight to see. But Minato was just too fast with that quirk of his. After all, it has gave him a title of the Elemental Nation. However, Orochimaru was more powerful and dangerous than Naruto expected, and yet Naruto at least expected to give him a good fight. But facing off against someone like that, he didn't stand a chance. He knew that he was still young. He was 13 years old, for God's sake. But the thing is, how would he ever expect to go up against the entire world if he was going to complete his dream? If he could not even fight someone like Orochimaru? As Naruto started to laugh out loud, causing the three of them to raise the eyebrow. I know these three wanted to kill him. He almost got his life ended by the sun, and if he did not have this quirk, all of his dreams, his goals were going to be gone. He did not stand a chance against Orochimaru despite everything he'd done. Despite the quirks that he had, it made him realize, what about the others? What about Minato? What about the other Kages? What about the powerful quirk users? What about the prodigies? What about the people that claim to be Kage level, despite not being Kages? He would have to fight them all as well. How can he say he would go up against the world if he did not even stand a chance against Snake Sanin? And now these guys believe they could kill him. And that girl, he knew that he was weakened. He knew that he could barely use his quirk, but still, she really damaged him badly. Despite his weakened body, he should still be able to defeat her without even wasting time. She defiled his memories. She went through his mind without his permission. She saw it all. She needs to die. Naruto thought to himself, not just her. All that he wished to slaughter, they need to die. Hundreds, maybe thousands. This world, time and time again, it kept on testing him to see if he would break. And time again, he kept on standing back up. And people like this, he said as he snapped his eyes up towards the individuals, believe they could just kill him like that. Disrespect his dream, his goals, to take every single quirk this world has to offer, to use them against the very people that made his life a living hell, to find out if Minato was the cause of Ami's death. And if that is the case, he would turn his wrath against them all. He would make them all suffer. As Naruto dropped to the ground and slammed his fist into it as it started to crack. And these guys believed they could just kill him like that and take away all of his goals, his ambitions. His own mother always chose his siblings over him. His siblings treat him like garbage. Even before all of this, they saw him as a quirkless loser. He had no one in this world he could trust. He had no one that he could rely on except for himself. He had no one, no friends, no family, because those people mean nothing to him. He was all alone. He was the only one that could make a change to this world. He was the only one that could find the people that deserved to be put through hell and put them through that hell. And these individuals believed they could kill him. The bloodlust from Naruto caused the three ninjas to step back as Naruto started to lose his mind. As he started to step into a fit of rage, causing his bloodlust to spiral. As the three of them stepped back in fear, the one in the middle asked, "What are you?" he said, as he's never felt this from anyone before. "You know," said Naruto, "I should be thanking you." Thanking me?" The guy in the middle stuttered out. "Yeah, for a moment there, I almost lost myself, but now, due to your comment, I'm back on my track. I realize it doesn't matter that I'm alone. It doesn't matter how long it takes, because I will achieve my goal. There is nothing, not a single thing in this entire world that is gonna stop me," said Naruto, as he blurred forward. The one on the left stepped forward as he brought his arm out. His arm seemed to turn into webs. Spider webs that shot forward towards Naruto, trying to entangle him. However, Naruto raised his hand as he throws them over as he flipped and landed on it before he ran. The guy tried to break them off, but it was too late, as Naruto landed and hooked his arm around his neck before he snapped. The other two watched their friend fall, as the other one turned. As he opened his mouth, his tongue shot out like a frog. Quirk. Tongue. He could use his tongue for various reasons. One of them was being to impale or knock away his opponent, as Naruto tilted his body and grabbed onto the thing before he swirled him around. "Get over here," he shouted as he yanked him forward, as the transformation quirk went down toward his hand, turning his nails into claws, just like Ozabuza could transform. As Naruto swiped, his head was removed in the process. The last one grabbed Naruto by the waist with his pinster. Seeing that Naruto was distracted momentarily, "I'm gonna crush you to pieces," he said. However, Naruto grabbed both ends. The guy tried to squeeze, but he could not. "What the hell? How is this possible? How are you stopping me?" As he tried to squeeze Naruto and crush him, but he could not, as Naruto held on to both ends before he yelled and broke them apart. Naruto then spun. As he held his hand out, a hole opened right in the center of his palm, as a blast of air force came out and slammed into the guy's skull. His body was sent sailing as he snapped through several trees, his head cracking into a stone. As he fell, the back of his head completely burst out. Naruto looked towards his hand as he saw the holes in both of them. He turned his hand toward a tree. The air force came out and blasts right through the tree. It seems that this was one of the quirks that he took from Orochimaru. Naruto then felt something strange as he looked down towards his hand. That is when he saw the dry blood somehow liquefying. Naruto watched as his eyes moved, the blood moved with it. Slowly he watched as it entered into his pores and vanished. Naruto sat down as he panted heavily. His body was not fully yet recovered. He's been through a lot already, and fighting those guys, despite making it look easy, was not. However, as Naruto reached up towards his chest, the dry blood started to return back to a liquid state. As he then realized what second quirk was, it was blood control. As he could control his blood, that brought a smile to his face, while he could freeze his wounds so he would not bleed out. With this, he could literally put his blood back into his body, as it brought a grin onto his face. As Naruto then fell over to the side, as he rolled over on his back, as he took very deep breaths. Fighting seemed to have acted up the pain that he was already in, as he felt it coursing through his veins. However, this was not a place that he was going to die in. Forcefully, Naruto got back to his feet. He's already made up his mind. It doesn't matter what he will have to do. He will achieve his goals and his dreams. There was nothing in this world that could stop him. As Naruto walked off, he would not fail, no matter what, he thought to himself. As Naruto was walking for a few moments until, once again he was attacked by another team. As Naruto rushed forward, meanwhile, as Menma, Sasuke and Mito was making their way. "Where the hell is he?" said Mito as she glanced around trying to find Naruto. "Tuh, leave him," Menma said, anger in his tone. "We don't need him, remember. We can do this part by ourselves. I'm not saying that we need him, but you remember what the instructor said. He said that we should focus on saving our comrades. There's something else at play here. What if there's another test where we have to have all of our members?" As Sasuke glanced towards her, "It's been the three of us since we became a team. Why are we gonna suddenly need him now?" Sasuke said, anger clearly in his tone. As Mito did not want to be blindsided by any test that might come their way. But they were right, it's been the three of them since day one, and not to mention, it's not like any of them get along with Naruto. "You're right, we should just head on." As they already got their flag, they started to make their way towards the tower. As they were getting closer and closer, the group started to feel an ominous feeling. The fog was even worse up here, as they got higher and higher, as they climbed up a mountain steep. That is when Mito's feet bumped on something. She couldn't even see what it was, because there was so much fog around. As she looked down, she screamed. As Menma and Sasuke snapped their heads towards her. "What is it?" As Mito backed away, that is when Menma and Sasuke saw it. It was a body on the ground. The body was heavily mutilated. It seems like someone had gutted and ripped it apart. As Menma and Sasuke looked around, as they saw everything, Mito's eyes went wide in shock as bodies were all around. Body parts, tear and ripped apart. It seems like someone had went on a rampage. As the three of them got closer, they felt their breath hitching. Something was wrong. What's this feeling? Sasuke said, unable to describe it. His whole body was telling him to run, to get away from this place, to not go to the tower, but the tower was a destination. As Sasuke stopped, Menma glanced back towards him. It must be some kind of trick to throw us off. We need to keep on moving. Sasuke nodded as Mito was shaken. That is when they arrived as they saw something up ahead. Immediately, Mito and Menma released chains from their body. As they saw him, there he sat, on corpses. Both Mito and Menma did not move. Sasuke was realizing what happened. In front of them, Naruto glanced up. As Naruto was sitting on corpses of several of the contestants that made it this far. Upon arriving here, a lot of them had planned to stay here and wait until the other teams came and they would ambush them. Naruto came up here and he got ambushed by two. Kira team first, and then by a team from Kumo. He was attacked by several others on his way up. However, Naruto slaughtered every single one of them. Despite looking up at Mito and Menma, he did not even focus on them. What he was focusing on was that he was a monster. He knew he was deep down. Because after killing so many people, he did not feel a single thing. No empathy, no sympathy, nothing. He did not feel to shed a tear. But he understand why though. He only had himself to look out for in this world. He came to realize that after almost losing his mind. So it didn't matter who it was. There was nothing. No empathy. No mercy. Anyone that's tried to challenge him would be slaughtered. As Naruto got to his feet after resting on top of their corpses, several of them attacked him and all several of them died. Mito and Menma did not move, as Sasuke was frozen in shock. His mind calculating all the bodies and how they were mutilated and torn as he realized who it was. So you guys finally made it, said Naruto. And here I thought I would take a breather and wait for a team to arrive with a flag. But I'm guessing, said Naruto as he walked forward. You have one, don't you? Menma was about to say no, but Mito spoke first. Yeah, we do, she said. Menma snapped his gaze towards her as Naruto bloodlust started a lesson, making them feel normal once again. Why should we allow you to enter, Menma said. It's not like you did any of the work. After all, we're the ones with the flag. As Naruto turned towards him, it's simple. If you don't allow me to enter, I'll kill you and take it off your corpse. Menma stepped forward. You really think that you can do something like that, he said. Just because you won our last spar doesn't mean that you're better in any way than me. It was a fluke. I held back. I knew how pathetic you were. Just because you pushed yourself day in and day out to get a little bit of strength doesn't mean you're on top of anything. Certainly not me. So, why don't you try to do it again, said Menma. As Sasuke's hands started to light up with explosions, Naruto turned towards him as Sasuke sent him a glare. What he said Sasuke, a vicious grin on his face, ready to fight despite what he just saw. The problem was his pride. His pride was a lot much more powerful than his instincts of fear. Enough! They turned towards Mito. No one's gonna be fighting, she said. What, said Menma. Look, if you two end up fighting, either both of you get killed or both of you get exhausted and then we get jumped by another team. And what is that going to lead to? Look, we came in here as a team. You said yourself, didn't you, Naruto, she said. We're doing this only because of the exam. So let's just work as a team until this is over then. We never have to talk to each other again. As Naruto turned towards her, as he simply started to walk away. As Menma clenched his fist tight, but Mito nudged him on the shoulder. Let's just go, she said. Fine, said Menma, as he really wanted to put Naruto in his place. With that, they made their way. Menma did not seem to care for all the bodies that he saw. Or he did, but his pride and his jealousy. For months now his father has been spending time with Naruto, praising Naruto in his skills, and Menma was the one that used to receive all of that. So he wanted to beat Naruto so badly so Minato would see him as a perfect son once again. That is all he wanted. He was jealous, insanely so. Upon arriving inside, they were greeted by none other than Kakashi. The man started to congratulate them all for coming here. That was when Naruto walked by him. Naruto, he said. I'm tired, said Naruto, cutting him off. I already know that we have a few days to rest until we have to participate once again. As Naruto walked off, leaving them there, he didn't have time to listen to their bullshit, as he made his way towards the area for sleeping, as he could already see the location they were assigned set up. As they brought him towards the area, as he saw the Konoha headband, Naruto went into one of the rooms. The moment he went inside, Naruto collapsed on the bed. As he looked towards his hands, he could understand the blood quirk that Orochimaru stole that could help him in several ways, but this quirk, ear cannon, that couldn't be all, could it? No. As Naruto reached down and took off his sandals, as he focused on the bottom of his feet as a hole opened up. As Naruto closed his eyes and focused as he could feel it, this quirk had a lot more than it entailed. Now he could see why Orochimaru would steal something like this. He was impressed, and this would help him as well. But as for now, he needed to get some rest. Naruto hadn't had a good rest for a long time now as he collapsed on the bed. By now his quirk had stabilized. However, in terms of stealing something from Orochimaru again, he would never allow that to happen. Because of Orochimaru quirks rushing into his system, it messed his system up greatly. But now he was back to normal. All that was left was his physical exhaustion, as Naruto proceeded to pass out right there and then. Time skip. As Naruto stood on the roof section of the building, he had a plate in his hand. There were various foods inside the tower for them to re-energize himself until the time was ready. It seems like other teams have not yet arrived. This simulation, this whole thing, they were on the inside, and yet it seems that they were outdoor. Not to mention, Naruto could not see the forest from here. His view was blocked, as it seems that they didn't want participants to spy on the other competitors in the forest, or do something to stop them from proceeding here. As Naruto leaned back against the railing, as it's been a day since he had first came in and collapsed. As Naruto felt himself returning back to full strength, not to mention he's been tampering with his new quirk since arriving here. As Naruto held the plate up in his hand, slowly but surely the plate started to levitate. He could control the amount of force, but that was not all. He could send it to almost any part of his body. Well, not yet. He could send it to his legs and the arms for now. However, the more control he had, the more various ears he could send the quirk to push out ear waves. As in a sense, he could basically fly for a short amount of time. But that was not all. This quirk had several uses to it. And not to mention his blood quirk. He could manipulate his blood inside his body for now. He was sure that with more testing, he would be able to utilize his blood more. Or maybe even bring it out in a sense. But that would kind of hurt him in a sense as well. However, there must be another reason why Orochimaru chose this. He doubted the man chose quirks for no reason. Naruto was now able to feel what he felt. Upon making contact with Orochimaru, he had 10 quirks. However, Naruto felt 10 different bodies. It was like Orochimaru had fused himself with 10 others. He was not sure, but that is what he felt. That is when Naruto heard a sound as he watched a door open up, surprised that someone would come up here. He had to move several things to get up here, as the door was even locked as he froze the lock and broke it. As Naruto watched that girl, he was surprised. She still had bandage all over her. However, she was looking much better. He was shocked, as he wondered if she had a healing quirk as well, because she was able to move around like nothing. And he remembered the injuries that she sustained from him. Found you, she said. Mikasa stood there, as she saw Naruto fully pull himself up. She was surprised though when he burst himself towards her. As she felt her hair fluttered, her throat was grabbed. Immediately, an ice dagger formed in his hand. I told you, what would happen next time I see you? Do you really think it's a good idea to attack me here and now, she said. You would be disqualified from the exam. You think I care about that? Yes, you do. Because in order to stay on your father's good side, you have to do what he say for now. And if you're disqualified, he will be rather upset. Not to mention, you want the world to learn about your ability to steal other quirks. You want your name to be out there. You want people to try and come after you. Those with powerful quirks in the future so you can take them away. Naruto glared darkened. Yes, that's right. I did saw everything. And if you don't let me go, I'll talk. And what's stopping me from just killing you right here and now, without anyone finding out? As Naruto then glanced behind him when he saw several sheets of paper behind him. That wouldn't be a good idea. Besides, I will not make it easy for you. As the papers folded into kunais, ready to pierce right through his back. Naruto released her throat. It's not like he could not take her, but commotion, that is what he did not wanted. And he also noticed there was an explosive tag on the back of the paper. She was gonna make it loud. Leave, said Naruto. No, she said. As Naruto started to walk away, that is when a bunch of papers fluttered in front of him. You're not going anywhere either. You think you can force me to stay here? Naruto asks. Actually, I can't. You're stronger than me, she said. And I'm not afraid to say that. Well, if I were to use everything I got, I can probably kill you. However, as you've seen for yourself, I don't have full control. I know that you saw everything. I know how you think by now. As Naruto glared at her, because I've been inside your head. You store information like some kind of computer. You're smart, calculated. Are you trying to butter me up? Because it's not gonna work. Oh, I know, she said. Most things won't work on you. Don't believe you know me just because you went in my mind and saw a few memories. A few? I saw everything, she said, as Naruto gritted his teeth. Look, you hate me. You want me dead. As a matter of fact, I knew if there was no risk of anyone seeing this, you would slit my throat and throw my body off the tower without a single hesitation. You're a wicked, cruel person. One of the darkest person ever seen. You have no sympathy, no humanity. You would kill whoever you have to get what you want. You're dark, corrupted, and furthermore you're broken. You have nothing to live for. What? Said Naruto. Haven't you noticed that? She said. I suppose you have not. You believe that everything that you're doing is for this goal. But the truth is, there is nothing you have to live for. You want your goal to succeed, but if there's a chance of your death, you would jump right into battle because you know there is no one there for you. You care for no one or nothing in this world other than bringing misery. However, there's a part of you who's so broken that you just want to let go. However, you're sick and tired of this world. I know it's personal, but I saw everything, she said. And I didn't want to see everything because now I'm filled with your memories. Every time I closed my damn eyes, I saw them. Whatever you did to me, what I did, said Naruto. Yes, my quirk, it doesn't work like that. I'm not supposed to just see someone's memories without even touching them or anything. You did something. You were out of control. Your quirks were out of control. As Naruto remember, he was indeed not in control back then. Maybe he actually activated your quirk by some strange reason. To tap into his own. He wasn't sure. So is that all, said Naruto. You came to tell me what you saw. Well, you can leave now. No, it's not, she said. Why don't you come with me? Come with you, said Naruto, looking at her with disgust in his eyes. Yes, I know you hate me, but you should know. I can bring you to a place where you're accepted, where you can gain friends, even possibly family, people that truly care for you. A place where you can make true changes in this world to come, to change a whole system. And where is this place? I'm not gonna tell you, she said, because I know you by now. Personally not, but by your memories, I feel like I've known you your entire life. You don't trust me. So if I ever walk you out into the forest or bring you somewhere that is only the two of us, You would end my life without thinking. As Naruto grit his teeth that this woman knows so much about him because he would kill her the moment they step off this ground. I'm just gonna tell you this for now, she said. There's a place out there where you can truly change this world, with help as well. However, what you seek would never happen. You're strong. You're possibly going to be one of the strongest person on this earth, but you need help. You need people that you can count on. You can't do everything by yourself. And what? Are you going to be one of those people? What? Of course not, she said. I hate you, you know that, right? You're arrogant, you're a jackass, you're a self-loathing bastard. Not to mention you tried to kill me at least 5 times now. So yeah. I don't see us being friends anytime soon. We can probably work together, but friends, that's off the table. I'm glad to hear that, said Naruto. Because I don't want to be your friend. I don't want any allies or any support. I can do what I have to do on my own. And you truly believe that, she said. You're more broken than I thought. However, realization will hit you very soon. You see my headband, she said. You know which village I'm from. When the time comes, she said, where you can make an actual change. As she then proceeded to walk away, as Naruto watched her leave. As he thought about the possibility of just snapping her neck right here and now, and throwing her off, he thought about stabbing her through the heart with the ice dagger. However, she was cautious. As Naruto simply went to sit back down. Who the hell did she think she was? He was broken. Of course he knew that. He was psychotic. He was twisted. He was, in every sense of the word, a psychopath. Killed without remorse. He had no shred of empathy. Of course he knew that. But he did not care. Because she's right. When Ami and Kyo died, after Kyo died, he was broken. But Ami was here. She brought him out of something that could have led to his demise. And when she died, he stopped living. And he has not been living since. However, he didn't want to live in a world like this anymore. The only thing that he wanted was his dream. That was the only thing that was left. Nothing else mattered. Not even his own life. In order to do what he had to do, he had to go down the road of darkness. He had to do the most gruesome, most violent things known to mankind. He had to do whatever it takes, even if it meant selling his soul to the devil. He would do what it takes to achieve what he wanted. And nothing on this planet, nothing in this universe will stop him from getting what he wants. He will make them all understand. Because he hurt, he would hurt the world back. He will break it and reform it. Then and only then he can rest. After he fixed this world. And in order to fix it, countless, hundreds of thousands had to die. They had to be slaughtered to fix this world. Corruption, deceit, politicians, everything. They had to die. Yes, they had to. Time skip. They all stood in a gigantic arena. As Naruto noticed that all the Jonin senseis were there, he was sure that this was not the finals because the Kages were not here, nor was the civilians here to watch the matches. As Naruto scoped out the team, there was a little bit of them left. Out of the numbers that came here, a lot of them failed or died. His team was here. Hinata's team and Neji's team was here as well. A team from Kumo, 2 teams from Kiri, 1 from the Stone, and the 1 Sand team. That was all that remained. The numbers were still too much. As Mifune got on the podium, as he started to talk, the man said that they were going to have a preliminaries to lessen the number out, to see who would make it to the finals. As Naruto figured that the Kages and the others wouldn't want to watch a boring match between weaklings. That is why they were lessening the number out. Upon saying that, a giant television screen came down. It would go through names randomly. As Naruto watched the screen run through names, he saw the first name popped up. Naruto Namikaze. As Menma and Mito glanced towards him, including Sasuke, Hinata looked towards him with a smile, making Kiba glare at him. First is Kojiro. As Naruto wondered who the hell was Kojiro, the rest were told to go up towards the platform, where the Jonin senses were located. That is when Naruto saw him. He was from Kiri. Blue hair and dark eyes. The moment his eyes met with Naruto's, Naruto felt something. Something strange. His body felt like it wanted to run. What the hell was this feeling? He thought to himself, as Naruto tried to snap himself back into focus, as Mifune made his way down. The rules are simple, he said. The both of you will fight until one of you is dead, knocked out, or you give up. If the match is concluded by my option, I will come down and end the match. Do you understand? Both of them nodded. Are the both of you ready? Mifune asked. Both of them nodded. As Mifune raised his hand, begin! No one move. Up at the platform. You think he stands a chance? Said Mito. Before Menma could answer who she was talking to, someone over the side spoke up that was not a part of the group. No, he does not. Looking to see that it was a Kira team that this boy was on. They saw the guy gave them a shark-like grin as his teeth were sharpened. This match will be over in a matter of seconds. Hearing that, the remaining ninjas turned their gaze back down toward the match. Kojiro had yet to move. What's wrong? He said. Aren't you going to attack me? As Naruto looked him up and down, this feeling, my body, feel like it doesn't want to. Why is that? Oh, that's simple. You cannot. My quirk won't allow you, he said. It won't allow me, said Naruto, as he stepped forward. Kojiro simply looked at him as Naruto dropped to one knee. What the hell? Everyone said. His quirk, fear. Kojiro was able to tap in the most heinous fear that a person had. A fear that would have them on the ground, crying out and begging for it to stop. As Naruto found himself in a dark abyss. That is when he saw the body of Ami and Keiyo. Ami was crying. However, he said body because she was dead. There was a gigantic hole where her heart was supposed to be, but yet she was crying. Keiyo's face was slashed as blood was pouring down as he was crying. His shoulder was ripped out. The more Naruto looked, the more he saw their bodies mutilated. That is when he saw the both of them crying out to him, begging him to help. As Naruto moved forward until chains hold on to him, the both of them cried as they stepped forward as they got closer. As Naruto watched, Minato, his mother, Menma and Mito, Sasuke, all the others, kunais in hand as they approached them. Ami and Keiyo were screaming at him to help, to do something. They were begging him. However, Naruto did not have a quirk anymore. As Menma turned towards him, you quirkless loser. What makes you think you can do anything in this world? You're just a worthless, quirkless loser. And you can't do a thing to save anyone that you care about. You let them die. Naruto watched as Mito pierced Ami's chest. Keiyo was beheaded. However, despite that, their bodies still talked to him. Their bodies were talking without a head. Keiyo, Ami's head was talking to him. As Naruto watched them, as Menma, Mito, Minato, Kushina kept on screaming at him, calling him quirkless, as Naruto started closing on himself until he stopped. Inside of the hallucination, he stopped. This wasn't real. Fear. What did he have to fear? In the outside world, Kojiro was moving close to Naruto, as he was about to knock him out, not seeing the reason to just end his life, until Naruto started to laugh. Kojiro was shocked. He made eye contact with Naruto, which activated his quirk. So why was he laughing? He was supposed to be screaming. He found it odd that Naruto was not screaming, but sometimes some of them just passed out the moment he hit them with his quirk because their mind could not handle what they were seeing. As the other two teammates gasped in shock, this can't be. Even their sensei looked to be completely shocked. As Naruto rose up to his feet, some time ago this would have probably worked on me. However, I've come to realize something. There is nothing in this world for me to fear, said Naruto. So your quirk doesn't have any effect on me. And without that little problem in my path, there's no way that you can stop me from doing this. As Naruto sped forward, Kojiro brought his arms up to block. Naruto's fist made contact as he was thrown back. Naruto did not stop as he rushed forward, tentacles coming out of his back. The electric whip came forward as he stabbed into the wall, yanking Naruto forward. Kojiro rolled under his punch though, as he arrived behind Naruto and pulled out 3 kunais and threw them. As Naruto turned, before he rolled out of the way, Kojiro rushed towards him as he threw a kunai forward. However, he threw one in the air as well as he threw another one, using the second one to ricochet off the one that he threw in the air, as it headed towards Naruto's head. However, Naruto pulled a weapon of his own and threw it upwards. It knocked the second one back, causing him to hit the third one that was coming towards his face, as Naruto caught the other one that fell right in front of him. He threw it as it stabbed into Kojiro's shoulder. Kojiro cried out as Naruto appeared and grabbed him by the throat and lifted him off the ground. Boom! The earth cracked. Naruto did not stop as he kicked him right in the face, shattering his nose. Kojiro slammed into the wall face first. Electric whips came out of Naruto's back as he started shock. As Naruto sent them forward, they were about to pierce right through Kojiro. That's enough! Mifune jumped down as he called for the medics. Kojiro was out cold from his head hitting the wall, as he was bleeding rather badly. He relied too much on his quirk. Yes, he trained in his ninja skills and trained to keep his speed and strength up. However, his quirk was literally paralyzed people with fear, so he relied too much on it, always thinking that it might work on his opponents, and even if it didn't, it would give him a short amount of time to end his opponent's life once they were caught up in it, before they broke out of it. Because there were some people that relished in their own fear and did not care the anguish or the pain that it brought them. The members of his team were staring at him, shocked as he couldn't believe what they just saw. As Naruto simply made his way back up towards the podium. Good job, said Kakashi. Kakashi found it awkward to talk to Naruto. Naruto did not like him and he knew that. He's been by the house several times, but he never got along with Naruto, as Naruto was not a person that he would, well, spend time with, but the others he did, as he was sure that Naruto resented him for that. But you could not change the past, and Naruto did not want to seem to make a new future as friends with him. So all he needed to do was do his job as your sensei, as he could tell that Naruto would never get over that. As Naruto leaned back against the wall, as the rest of the matches took place, the other teams did not excite him, but Naruto watched all the quirks. He watched as the guy with the tape quirk from the sand get knocked out. The girl with the particle quirk able to break apart the substance in the ground. Her from the sand get knocked out as well. However, her brother, he was a violent one, as he suffocated his opponent with his sand. He was good as well. That sand quirk was rather powerful, and Naruto wanted it. He also knew that this individual was a Jinchuriki as well. His father had gave him several information on several individuals around the world. Several information that were supposedly private, but Jiraiya was a spy master, so Minato had information, and this was the one they called Gaara. He was a pride and joy of Rasa, his father Ice, the 4th Kazekage, possessing a quirk similar to his but seemingly stronger at a young age. He was a pride and joy for the sand, it seems. However, Naruto was going to take that away from him. Sooner or later, he would take it. As Naruto watched as Hinata dominated her opponent, the girl from the team of the Hidden Stone caught his eye. She was a granddaughter of the Chichikage. Her quirks to create arrows out of the air materialized them. Naruto did not count a limit, as she was also very nimble with them as well. The girl from Kumo with the hair, able to use it like plants. It was very tough, and not to mention almost unending, the other two dropped out. As the other Kira team failed completely, and the other two members did not stand a chance. Naruto watches Menma dominate one of the Kirin members, as Kiba dominated another one. It was then Mito as she dominated her opponent, then Sasuke as well. His team had made it through 100%. As Naruto watched everyone quirk, even the quirk user some Konoha, Shino quirked to transform his body part into animal body parts, caught his interest as well. Hinata water quirk was also on his mind as well. Once the matches were done, they were all called down there. In 2 weeks, your Kages and most of your family members will be here to witness you take part in the finals. To show the pride and joy of each of your village, to represent your nations. The matches will be picked on that day. After all, you never know who you will be fighting when going to the mission, so you will not know. So plan accordingly. Today you saw all of the quirk users that you might fight in the finals, so prepare yourself for all of them. And I wish you all luck, said Mifune. As he went on to tell them that the areas that were first assigned to them when they first came here was still open for them. Some people would decide to return back home, but, well, the losers, as majority of the winners would just stay here, as there were several training areas that they could use to prepare themselves. There was even sections for different nations, buildings that were designed for Konoha ninjas, Stone and the others. As Naruto took himself out of the equation, as he did not need their help, he could do this by himself. Kakashi can go to train his siblings if they wanted, but he would work by himself. As Kakashi knew that it was not good to argue because Naruto would simply turn him down and not give a shit what he says. However, Naruto was thinking several things on his mind, to be exact. As he looked towards her, Mikasa, she utterly dominated. The girl from Kumo with the red hair. The girl did not even stand a chance. She was strong. Naruto knew that he was stronger than her, but if she was to utilize all the quirks that she used when they almost killed one another, he wasn't sure he could beat her that easily. But why did she have so much quirk? And she was also hiding them. Just who is she? Mikasa felt eyes on her as she turned, as she saw Naruto looking at her. The both of them made eye contact. Naruto did not turn his gaze, neither did she, as the both of them were too stubborn to do so, as they just kept on looking at each other until her teammate nudged her in the shoulder that failed. Hey, what's with that guy? Why is he staring at you? It's complicated, said Mikasa. At the end of all of that, Naruto returned back to his room. Later that night, as Naruto sat on the bed, his legs folded, his eyes closed, as he had taken a warm shower, resting his body, as all the crooks, all the kinks had just rolled out of him. That is when Naruto heard something. Curious, Naruto saw something roll under his door. As Naruto saw it landed and unfold, Naruto's eyes wide as he saw that it was a lip. A person's lip. It started to move as noise started to come out. What the hell? Naruto thought to himself. I'm sure you're wondering what is going on. However, why don't you come outside so we can talk? And why the hell would I trust a strange lip that just rolled into my room? Oh, that's simple. My lord sent me. And who's your lord? Lord Orochimaru, of course. As Naruto paused, he's been meaning to speak with the snake Sannin again, because he wanted something. Information, that's all. Information that might change everything right here and now. As Naruto got to his feet, preparing himself in case this was a trap to kill everything that moved towards him if this was a trap. As he got himself ready, his mouth was already releasing cold breath. But guys, to be subscribe right here, if what's the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Bye, I'm off now, see you guys soon. Peace.